Clinton is supposed to be here in New York City tomorrow. We're hoping to catch up with her and ask her that exact question. But late last week, we learned from the Durham report that Hillary Clinton's attorney, Michael Sussman, had met with the FBI at least on 2 occasions to speak with them about information gleaned from a tech executive that Sussman says links Donald Trump to Russian collusion. Well, we now know that that's no longer the case, but now everyday people are digging into Hillary Clinton's tweets to see if they can prove collusion of a different kind. Take a look at this tweet by Hillary Clinton. It goes back to October 31st, 2016, in which Clinton writes, computer scientists have apparently uncovered a covert server linking the Trump organization to a Russian-based bank. Well, the question of the day is, who was funding those computer scientists Clinton is referring to there? According to the Durham probe, Sussman, who's been indicted by the FBI for not originally divulging that he worked for Hillary Clinton's campaign, was working with a tech company to spy on then-candidate Donald Trump's computer servers, both here at Trump Tower and during his time as president. And we now know that a tech executive's name is Rodney Joffrey, who worked as at a tech company called Neustar. Jaffe admitting through a spokesman on Monday that a report regarding Trump communications was prepared and provided to the CIA. But the question right now is, was any of this legal? We're hearing different reports from different news outlets to very differing degrees. But if it was illegal, who should be held responsible and to what degree should they be held responsible? And will all of this eventually lead back to Hillary Clinton herself? Well, check out this new poll that was tweeted out by the New York Post. According to a recent survey of 1,300 Americans, 2/3 of Democrats polled think it's important for prosecutors to investigate Clinton for her role in the Russiagate scandal. Now, for his part, Sussman responding through a lawyer on Monday, saying that these allegations are simply misleading and irrelevant, and said that the White House data predated Trump's inauguration. Still, pretty damning stuff if you are a part of the Clinton organization, the Clinton campaign, or Hillary Clinton herself. Again, we're going to try to catch up with Miss Clinton tomorrow. John and Bianca?
All right, Mike Carter for us.
Thanks,
live
Mike.
In New York. The Wall Street Journal wrote this op-ed, Bianca, which I think everyone should take a look at, and it's titled A Strange Defense of Spying on Trump, and it focuses on that Jaffe guy's response to these Durham allegations here. You heard Mike mention his name, Rodney Jaffe. He worked with other researchers to mine internet data from the Trump campaign. John Durham disclosing that Jaffe had a contract, and under the terms of the contract, according to this Wall Street Journal op-ed, the data could be accessed to identify and analyze any security breaches or threats. That is what Jaffe claims, that this was some kind of security contract. Now, the Journal also reports that Jaffe, quote, took his information to others, and this is where it gets complicated, lawyers for the Clinton campaign, who then also brought that to opposition research hit squad. That's what the Wall Street Journal op-ed calls it, Fusion GPS. So you see how this circle is completed here. One hand washes the other. And Jaffe's statement, they say, also raises more questions than it answers. Specifically, who in the government provided that contract which gave him access to the White House records, and why did he cooperate with the Clinton campaign operatives? How did he come here to hire the same lawyer who just so happened to work for Hillary Clinton? Quote, we don't apologize for thinking that all this news that readers might like to know about. The mystery is why the rest of the press corps wants to ignore it. I mean, that's the question. There has been first the effort to cover up the story when it first broke, Bianca, and now everyone's telling us we're crazy for even asking questions about it.
I know. And there's a funny montage out there that's floating around online where it kind of loops together all the mainstream media folks saying there was no spying, there was no spying. I think they put music into it. And it really does just illustrate and drive home the fact that they had a narrative, they were sticking to it, and they're really now afraid to kind of come out and backpedal and say we were wrong. And it's just a sign of the times. And I think that people, though, and this is the great thing about America right now, they're waking up and they're applauding outlets like us that want to shine the light on this, that want to keep this in the headlines so the truth can actually come out.
Interesting to see Hillary in that mask yesterday as well. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe she doesn't want the pandemic to end, or maybe she's just trying to hide her facial expressions.
And
so
she
she
did
can
a
hide from the media.
podcast after, too, that was online, too. Can we just not show her in orange today? I'm just getting really, like, discombobulated,
the orange
please.
jumpsuit, pantsuit? Yeah.
I do not want to be twinning with her.